Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to my space. If you don't know, I've been traveling for a while, so it's been a minute since I've been here. I wish I had posted more while I was traveling. That was my biggest regret overall, so I'm sorry about that. But now that I'm back, I'm going to be posting more. And I thought, what better way to get back into the swing of things from posting videos here than to go to my local half-price books and go book hauling and show the spoils off on camera, like I used to do. Something that I enjoyed doing a lot in the past, and it's been a minute since I've done that, so I thought I would do that. And this one is actually extra special because upon coming home the other day, I was greeted with a package on the doorstep by someone who sent me tribute. They sent me books, which is always a wonderful, wonderful surprise. Never expected, but always wonderful when it happens. We've got 4 books that someone decided to send me, and they're all right up my alley, which was lovely to see. The first is by John Updike. This is in a nifty little Everyman's Pocket collection, or Pocket Classic, which this is the first one that I've owned. It's very nice. This is Ollinger Stories, and I don't read Updike. I've read A&P, but I haven't read much of him, but it was lovely to see this. I'll definitely dip into that at some point. And then we've got Ways of Seeing by John Berger. This is really interesting. I'm so glad that I have this. It's formatted so interestingly. It's put out by Penguin, but it was also done in collaboration with the BBC, because I believe this was a show first, and then it became this nifty little book with a ton of black and white reproductions of art in it, and a lot of text as well, which is really nice to see. So I was very happy to get this. And then we've got Richard Overy, Why War? This is put out by W.W. Norton. Let's see, we've got a picture of him in the back there looking very serious, very scholarly. So that's nice to have. And then we have my favorite from the bunch. This is Paul Seabright's The Divine Economy: How Religions Compete for Wealth, Power, and People. And this was a book that almost made it into my Princeton University press haul from earlier this year when they were having their 50% off sale. It got nudged off, but I'm very glad to have it now. This is exactly the type of thing that I like to read, and I was extremely excited when I opened the package and saw this. So thank you to the person who sent this. I already sent them an email, but as I said, definitely not an expectation, but it's always lovely to see when people send me a thoughtful collection of books like that. So let's move on to the book haul proper. We'll save this one for later because that is the find of the day. We'll start, I think, with Timothy Ferris. This is Coming of Age in the Milky Way. This is a book that I've seen at my local half-price books several times. I've never pulled the trigger on it because it's always been in editions that look like they're about to fall apart, and editions that I didn't really like. This is, I believe, a first edition. If it isn't, it's an early printing. It's very nice. It's put together very well. Definitely happy to see this, and this is a book just about the Milky Way and various models of our solar system, the Ptolemaic model, the Copernican model, Galileo, all the way through to Einstein, I think. So wonderful to have this, a book that has been on my TBR for a while in an edition that I was really glad to see it in. So this was definitely a cool pickup. Then we've got David Hume. This is a collection of his essays. I've never been a David Hume fan for no other reason than I thought the stuff that I've read of him was really boring, but this is a collection of his essays, and they're on a diverse range of subjects. It says moral, political, and literary, so I'm sure there's going to be something in there for me. And this is a Liberty Fund edition, and I have yet to have a Liberty Fund book, and now that I have one, and I'm holding one and reading from it, this is wonderful. I mean, it is put together so well. It feels like a bomb could drop on this and it would still hold up. It's not a hardcover, but it still looks like it could just withstand anything, which is awesome. So I'm going to have to look into getting more of their stuff because this is just so well put together, and it's such a handsome edition of it that definitely something that jumped out at me when I saw it in the store. Then we've got a weird one. This one I think defies classification. It was in their mythology section. This is Roberto Colasso, The Marriage of Cadmus and Harmony. If you know anything about this book, I mean, if you've read this book, let me know what you thought of it, because I definitely some question marks around what this book is. I believe it's a retelling of a bunch of Greek myths, but I think there's more to it than that, which is really interesting. And it's in this lovely form factor, which I really appreciate. I don't know if this is a first edition either, but it's definitely, I think, an early printing of it. And I love having this hardcover. So it jumped out at me right away. I forgot, and I wish I could remember where I first heard of this book, because it might clue me into more of what I can expect from this book. But when I saw it in the bookstore, I recognized it right away, and was very happy to bring it home with me. Next, we've got two books by Thomas Pynchon. The first is Vineland, in this lovely Penguin 20th Century classic edition. I love these teal spines. I love these editions. I'm not sure why. It's not like they're printed the best, but they are or put together exceptionally well. But goodness, I just love these. And Vineland, I don't think, is in the top echelon of Pynchon books like Gravity's Rainbow is or something like that, but I'm definitely still interested in reading it. So I was very glad to find it, and very glad to find it in this edition. And then we've got Mason and Dixon by Pynchon as well, which is a book that's been on my TBR forever. I think this is going to be the final push that I needed to read it all the way through. This is a wonderful hardcover of it. I don't know if you've seen this before. I didn't know that Mason and Dixon was ever printed like this, but the text here, where it says Pynchon and Mason and Dixon there, is actually printed on this plastic sheet that goes around the book. It's even on the spine there. You can see the spine sort of comes off, and the text is there. It's really cool. I almost prefer it without it, especially because over time this has become really scuffed. But nevertheless, I just thought that was awesome, and this edition is really cool. I don't know if it's a first edition or not, but nevertheless, this was really cool to see. And then we've got Find of the Day. This is my favorite book from the bunch. This is The Praise of Folly by Desiderius Erasmus. What makes this cool, because let me tell you, I don't need another edition of this book, but what makes this cool is that it's filled with these wonderful little illustrations in it all throughout, which grabbed my attention because I thought that was really cool. I also really liked the form factor of it. But in addition to that, the person who did those illustrations is the same person who put this volume together and wrote a about 100-page biographical sketch of Erasmus, which is great because I'm on a mission to read every biography of Erasmus that I can find. So 100 pages of background and personal material on Erasmus is really welcome, no matter where it comes from. It's from somebody named Hendrik Wilhelm von Loon, who I Googled. Seemed like an interesting guy. Never heard of him before. But yes, he put this edition together. He made these little drawings throughout. He made even, the drawings even are in the biographical sketch that he includes in the front of the book, which I think is awesome. The house in which Erasmus was born. You can see his little drawing there. So yeah, I mean, that's really cool. I don't know anything else about it, but when I saw it, I was immediately interested in it because I am always interested in anything that I can find of Erasmus, even if it's something like The Praise of Folly, which I already have a couple of editions of. But then as I was holding it and as I was going through it, I was realizing more and more how much I was excited by it and how much I wanted to read it. So this is also very high on my priority list to dip into, especially with that introduction at the front with some biographical material about Erasmus. But yeah, that's it. This was a good haul. It wasn't huge, but it was nice and had a bunch of really interesting things in it. Thank you to the person who sent me these. I already sent them an email, but I really appreciate the thoughtfulness of that, and I'm going to leave it there for now. I should be making a lot more videos in the future soon, so stay tuned for that, and I'll see you soon. Thank you.